if you want to travel somewhere and do something that you love, but you want to go somewhere completely different, then you should do the Israel-Palestine program. You know, you hear about that place on the media, but, you know, actually meeting the people, it just changes everything.
There's so much mystery around the area. For such a small piece of land, so many people have heard about it, have spoken about it, and even just the people, the conflict zones there, it's kind of a very just ambiguous place. I don't think just traveling there as a tourist can really give you the proper insight to the political and cultural climate that you can get from actually working and spending quality time with the locals.
When you go there, you are not like a tourist on a touristy vacation. Because when we arrived to a lot of these places, we met like local people that did like the local things. And so when you experience that, you get connected to the culture itself in a very different way. You don't see like, there's not a front, there's not like some sort of like attraction or people trying to get your money. It's like the genuine people that live there. What do they do? How do they think? What do they believe in? What are their customs? What kind of food do they eat? Where do they go out to eat? What kind of restaurants do they have in their small little town? It's just a completely different experience. You get to meet the real people and hear the real stories. And so experiencing that is incredibly unique and something that isn't possible normally. Like if you're just traveling, even traveling by yourself, you wouldn't have the kind of experience that we got to have.
Our interactions with people in these countries is anything but surface level. Because we share the experiences with our hosts, we share dinner with them 4 nights a week, we go to their homes, we meet their families, they teach us their dances, they teach us how to make their food. And with these kids, right off the bat, our interactions with them are incredibly meaningful. The sort of general relationship we have with them is student-teacher. At the beginning of the week, we start as the teachers and they are the students, but by the end of the week, we are just as much the students as they are the teachers.
It's always best to try to teach what you love, because that's when you really learn. You learn what you're good at, you learn what you need to work on. And then most of all, teaching filmmaking, it just overall makes you a better filmmaker. You're able to articulate what you want, definitely on the screen, and having to overcome that language barrier, it just makes it, you just become that much better.
It's very, very accessible for all majors, and so I think specifically for me, not being a film major, I think I came in with a different perspective. Like I was learning alongside all of the other kids about filmmaking. A lot of the strong filmmakers in our program this summer I learned a lot from, and so just kind of being able to like be a learner in that position as well. And so I kind of focus more on the educational aspect, which is also very much needed in this program. And there are so many other positions that kind of are out of the filmmaking role, and so there's a lot of places that you can utilize your own skills and talents.
By coming here and practicing your craft, whether it's cinematography, directing, editing, screenwriting, teaching, you are able to do it any way that you see fit, any way that works. And by doing that, you get to learn so much more than you ever could by staying at home.
You should go on this program just to see, what it's like for yourself. You hear a lot about this area, Israel and Palestine, and you hear a lot of these key terms in the media, but you really don't know until you're there. And I think that's one of the most important things is to just experience it for yourself and to come to your own conclusions.
One of the reasons to choose LCL is that it's a very unique way to teach English to kids. You don't have to be a filmmaker to come in and have some sort of impact on the kids and have some sort of impact on the community. I think one of the things that makes LCL just so special is that there are so many different dynamics to it, whether it be the cultural engagement, teaching English, utilizing filmmaking, utilizing your own skills that you don't know about until you get there and you realize you have something to offer. And so I think there are just so many things that you can kind of discover within yourself and within your own passions while you're there, and really delivering on this philosophy of teaching English through filmmaking, which is so unique in and of itself that really there's something to compare it to.
If you have a passion for culture, a passion for languages, a passion for experiencing new things and meeting new people and finding new stories and stories that you couldn't even dream up, it's definitely an absolutely amazing program that you should 100% go and take advantage of.
if you're in LA, you're just doing that day-to-day thing that everybody else is doing. You're stuck in that routine that everybody else is doing. But if you do something like this, you're breaking out of that barrier. You're doing something totally different. You're entering a new world, getting that new perspective. And if you want that, then you should do this program.